So as you can see from the title, today we're going to be making a green seasoning. You will see all the ingredients as we go along. However, I will also list them in the description below. So first thing, I'm chopping up all the ingredients to put into the blender, as this makes it easier to blend. You could use a food processor, your NutriBullet, or a blender. It's entirely up to you. I'm using a blender because that's what I've got, so that's what I'm gonna use. Be sure to wash all the fresh ingredients that will be added to the green seasoning. I have already washed this bell pepper. Now I am cutting out the seeds and getting ready to chop. Once again, roughly chop everything so that it makes blending a lot easier. So I'm going to quickly just chop up everything now and take you through that process as I go along. In this green seasoning, I've started with 1 bell pepper, which I've roughly chopped, a stick of celery, and 3 Scotch bonnet peppers. Don't forget to wash your hands under some cold running water after handling the Scotch bonnet peppers. Now moving on to the spring onion, so I'm going to take you through how I clean the spring onion. First, I cut off the top, just at the top of the bulb, and I cut down the sides of the green leaves just to check and clean in these areas, as there can be dirt sometimes in these areas. So I just give that a wash and set it aside to be chopped. This doesn't need to be neat as everything is going into the blender anyway, so it's just a quick rough chop. I don't normally, and I wasn't going to, but I've decided to chop up the coriander and the parsley. With the thyme, definitely pull away the leaves of the thyme from the stems. I've tried my best to achieve this here, however there may be a few stems left over. Lastly, onto the ginger and the garlic. All the ingredients have been washed and chopped. Now everything is prepped and ready. With preparation done, let's get straight into the blending. I started this by adding 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of whole pimentos, and 3 tablespoons of lime juice, fresh lime juice that is. Then I went in and added the ginger and the garlic only and gave that a blend. I don't pack the blender with too much ingredients at once, because this can cause the blender to get stuck and have a little jam during the blending process. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to add in the ingredients a little bit at a time. So I roughly add about 2 handfuls of the ingredients at a time and just keep blending as I go. I also go in with a wooden spoon from time to time to move the ingredients around, or to just push it down the sides to help the blending process. This is my end result. I'm really happy with the color and the texture, which will thicken when in the fridge. I've added the salt, the olive oil, and the lime juice to preserve the ingredients. With the remaining green seasoning in the jug, the bit that's usually hard to get out, I'm using here to season this chicken, just to give you a little example of how you can use the green seasoning. There's also lots of other ways. You can put it on your curry goat, put it on your fish. So this is just one of the examples that I'm just sharing here.